But all in all, it was a great night. Comedy's cool, but like I still think God was supposed to make me a rapper, bro. Like I just feel like my skirt and pew, pew, are just too good to waste on comedy. I don't know. Somebody call the Migos. I'm ready.
I ain't gon' tell, I ain't gon' tell, I ain't gon' tell. Keep it
Welcome
on the
to See the Black People Meeting episode 8. I'm your host, Niles Abston. I hope you had a great Halloween. I know I did. I only saw about 83 racist Halloween costumes, so it's down from last year. We're getting better, guys. We're improving, and that's what it's all about. I know O.J. Simpson, he had a great Halloween. He got to pass out candy to trick-or-treaters at his house. It was a pretty popular spot for Halloween, and he did it all while dressed up as one of America's favorite murderers. I had a pretty good week. I can't complain. I got to perform for my first time at the world-famous Comedy Store on Sunset Boulevard here in Hollywood. Probably the coolest thing about it, Crack 'em Up Thursdays, was Marlon Wayans and Dave Chappelle dropping in as special guests and just shutting the room down. It was a great time for everybody, and I really learned a lot, so thank you to the two of you for coming. But not everybody had as good of a week as we did. Tyrese, what's going on, man? America, if you're like me, it's hard to watch a dark-skinned man crying on camera. It's hard. But Denzel, if you're watching, I think I know who you need to cash for Fences too if you need an ugly crier. It seems like every week that I'm losing a white hero of mine. Former LA Dodgers announcer Vin Scully said that he'll never watch the NFL again because he's offended by the NFL anthem protest. Now guys, look, don't generalize. He's not racist. It's okay. His best friend Jackie Robinson is colored. The NFL is cracking down. They've addressed the Washington Redskins fans and said that no racial slur will be tolerated while in the stadium. Because if that racial slur isn't a part of the uniform, the NFL doesn't make any money. Colin Kaepernick is suing the NFL owners on acts of collusion for suspicion of that against him. And I've talked to some legal professionals. Collusion is a hard thing to prove actually happened. So the NFL owners are going to have to turn in their phone records and email records from the last couple of years to use as evidence. So we might not be able to prove that they colluded against Colin, but we will be able to find out how many times they secretly used the N-word this past year. Papa John's has become the official pizza sponsor of the white nationalist movement. And it makes sense. It's not properly seasoned. Papa John, I know you're going through it, man. You need a new marketing team. Obviously, using you as the face of the company to sell pizzas hasn't really worked this year. So if you're tired of your CEO being all up in the videos, all up in the commercials, come to DiGiorno. The University of Hartford in Connecticut is facing a hate crime charge, unfortunately. A white roommate was found poisoning her black roommate. She bragged on social media about rubbing bodily fluids on her black roommate's toothbrush and food. It's just nasty, it's sick, it's gross. This new white millennial racism is just really weird, and I don't like it. It's like a Jordan Peele film came to life in front of our very eyes. I want the old racism back. Oh, okay. Maybe not. I don't think I want any of that back. Sorry. But on a positive note, a Twitter employee on his last day, he shut down Donald Trump's Twitter account. He did what all of America wanted. And of course, when our president actually cares about something, he acts with the quickness. So his Twitter account was back up within 11 minutes. So now all we have to do is figure out how to turn Puerto Rico into an app. Or maybe even healthcare. I don't know. Donald Trump's response to the New York City attacks where 8 people were killed by the truck, he said that it was a terrorist attack by a deranged and sick person. But when it was a white person, he said he needed all the facts. He didn't want to speak too soon. He said, let's move and let's give them our thoughts and our prayers. It's simple. Trump treats white terrorists different from brown terrorists, a lot like America. He didn't want to speak too soon. So why is it never too soon when it's an alleged Muslim attacker? So why, when people are in power, they get to decide what's too soon and what's not, when oftentimes they're part of the reason we have these very acts because they're slow on legislation. And it seems like we can't talk about protest. We can't talk about police brutality. We can't talk about gun violence, sexual harassment. Hell, Larry David is a Jew and couldn't even joke about the Holocaust on SNL without offending people. And I think it's time to start to realize maybe you're not offended, you're just uncomfortable. Because when you do that, you're able to build this privileged bubble around yourself. And most people, that bubble has been burst a long time ago by these very issues that you don't want to talk about and you can blissfully ignore. And that's why we've accepted this whole phrase, I'm not really into politics. Because it's actually code for I'm privileged and I benefit from the system. So why bother talking about it? And if you want to stay comfortable, maybe this isn't the show for you. Turn it off. This is Secret Black People Meeting. I'm your host, Niles Abston. We'll be right back.